Did you feel pressure? Did you feel nerves?
Not really, to be honest.
No. How this goes on.
Next question.
So, listen to this. If you watch Cole Palmer stumble through interviews and think, he's not very bright, I've got news for you. It's time to pay attention and recognize that he's one of the smartest players in the league, regardless of what happens off the pitch. Since his youth, Palmer has consistently produced impressive statistics, yet scouting reports often highlight his football IQ above all else, not just his dribbling or goal scoring. This kid is a footballing genius, understanding the game on a level that sets him apart. Don't let superficial judgments cloud your appreciation for his incredible talent and intelligence on the field. When Cole Palmer shocked every scout with his football IQ, back in 2010, Cole Palmer was just a kid in Wythenshawe, juggling after-school detention, watching his dad play in the Sunday League, and honing his skills in grassroots football. Those around him already recognized his talent. His first coach once said, "Every game, I'd catch myself about to yell, 'What are you doing?' Only to realize moments later that this prodigy had delivered a pass I couldn't even fathom." By that time, Liverpool, City, and his childhood club, Manchester United, were all vying for him. Yet, he stayed cool under pressure. When United offered only a trial, he turned them down and chose City instead, refusing to let anyone slow him down. This decision showcased his ambition and determination from an early age. In 2018, the Manchester City Academy held a meeting to discuss which players to release, and Cole Palmer's name was on the list. As his teammates grew stronger and more dominant, Palmer's performances had dipped for 2 seasons. The academy was ready to let him go, but then Jason Wilcox, the director, intervened and overturned their decision. When asked why, he simply stated, "He is extremely clever. You guys can't see the things he's seeing." Over the next year, after many nights lamenting to his father about wishing he were bigger, Palmer experienced a growth spurt, shooting up from 5'7" to 6'2". This transformation would prove pivotal in his development as a player, showcasing his resilience and potential. Just a year later, Cole Palmer was not only captaining Manchester City's under-18s to a league title, but also racking up 20 goal contributions in just 1,100 minutes. He led his team to the FA Youth Cup final, where he assisted their first goal to level the match, then scored the winner. In a poignant moment, he lifted his jersey to reveal a picture of Jeremy Whiston, his former teammate who tragically took his own life after City failed to help him find an agent following his release from the academy during the pandemic. Palmer reflected, "Off the pitch, I may not be the loudest guy. I don't say much. But once I'm out there, it all comes out." Over the next 3 years, this determination remained, but the recognition and reward he deserved continued to elude him. How Guardiola pushed Cole Palmer out of the club. The following season, Cole Palmer trained permanently with Manchester City's first team, while still playing primarily with the under-23s. Even after the 19-year-old completely dismantled opponents several age groups above him, racking up 19 goal contributions in just 1,200 minutes and helping secure another league title, Pep Guardiola offered him only 1 League Cup appearance and a mere 8 minutes in the Champions League. The next year, he began with a bang, scoring his first goal for the senior team. A month later, after a match against Burnley, he sprinted back to the dressing room the moment the final whistle blew, grabbed his coat, and quickly munched on a cereal bar before darting out the back door, leaving Jack Grealish and Phil Foden looking bewildered. An hour later, he was back with the under-23s, asking the manager if he could still start despite already playing that day. Remarkably, he ended up scoring a hat-trick, demonstrating his relentless drive and determination to make an impact, even in the face of limited recognition from the first team. When asked about his relentless drive, Cole Palmer simply replied, "If there's a game happening somewhere, I want to be in it. This isn't a big deal. I think a couple of other lads have done it too, minus the hat trick." Although this determination earned him a few more first-team call-ups, including a goal in the Champions League just 3 days later, his fortunes changed in January when he took home the Man of the Match award in his first game of the year. Unfortunately, that would be his last appearance for a while due to a foot injury that sidelined him for 3 months. Meanwhile, Pep Guardiola was too focused on the title race against Liverpool to notice that Palmer had been averaging a goal contribution every 85 minutes under his guidance. Instead, he kept hearing the same old promise: "Next year, it will be your turn." After Manchester City closed the transfer market by letting go of Gabriel Jesus and Raheem Sterling, it seemed like an opening for Cole Palmer's full introduction to the first team. However, 10 months later, while the 21-year-old celebrated a Champions League medal as City achieved the second treble in the history of English football, the reality was stark. He had virtually nothing to do with it, and he was aware of that. Despite making 25 appearances, Palmer was averaging only 25 minutes of game time whenever Pep Guardiola called on him. The eager young player who once salivated at the chance to get on the pitch was now left questioning his role. He realized that either circumstances needed to change, or he would have to make them change himself. Just 12 days after the Champions League final, Palmer arrived at the Under-21 European Championship. He started slowly, but everything shifted when he watched Morgan Gibbs-White miss a penalty in the semifinals, jeopardizing England's best chance to win the trophy in 39 years. This moment sparked a determination in him to seize the opportunity. Like clockwork, Cole Palmer delivered when it mattered most. He assisted the opener, scored the second, and set up the third in the Under-21 European Championship final. Just 3 days later, he netted the winning free kick, becoming a European champion on his own terms. As a Manchester City Academy graduate with 13 years of service, he had finally made his mark. However, upon returning to the club, his fortunes took a turn. In a late appearance against Arsenal, he helped put City ahead in the Community Shield, only for them to let the title slip away in the final minutes. A few days later, he scored the only goal in the European Super Cup, saving the club from starting the year with 2 losses. Yet, instead of receiving a hero's welcome, Pep Guardiola approached him with a loan deal to Burnley. Palmer's response was straightforward: "No, and I want to leave." This marked a pivotal moment in his career, reflecting his determination to seek opportunities where he could truly thrive. For weeks, Manchester City pleaded with Cole Palmer to stay, trying everything to ensure he wouldn't leave. Just as negotiations appeared promising, the club announced the signing of Jeremy Doku, a 21-year-old winger, for €65 million. With about 11 months left before the Euros and Palmer still without any international caps, his determination to secure a spot on that roster intensified. The arrival of Doku was the final straw that pushed him to seek opportunities elsewhere, knowing he needed to play regularly. How a kid with no experience took over the Premier League. Just 4 days later, Fabrizio Romano reported that after failing to secure Michael Olise, Chelsea was in rapid negotiations for a mystery attacker. As fans speculated about a host of big-name signings, the announcement came that the mystery man was none other than Cole Palmer. To say some fans were disappointed would be an understatement. They had just paid €50 million for a 21-year-old still living at home with his parents, while already boasting talents like Majuk, Mudryk, Sterling, and Kunku in their ranks. Now, they were investing a fortune in a player with only 1,400 minutes of senior football to his name. In comparison, Phil Foden had already amassed 7,000 minutes by the same age. It was hard to argue that, after spending over $1 billion on transfers, Palmer would be the solution to the most dysfunctional squad in the league. The skepticism was palpable, and many questioned whether he could truly make a significant impact in such a chaotic environment. But then, Cole Palmer showed his true potential. After 3 substitute appearances, including an unusual debut as a central midfielder, he earned his first start for Chelsea. With the team desperate for a goal, he skillfully pulled the ball back and slipped it between a defender's legs, assisting their only goal and earning the Man of the Match award, propelling Chelsea into the next round of the League Cup. Suddenly, newspapers were declaring that Cole Palmer cannot be kept on the bench, and the pressure mounted on Mauricio Pochettino to make him a central figure in the squad. After those headlines, Mauricio Pochettino wasted no time and put Cole Palmer in the starting 11 for the next game. He quickly made an impact, scoring and assisting against Burnley, finding the net again in a draw with Arsenal, and adding an assist against Blackburn. His standout performance against Tottenham included another goal and an assist, forcing the doubters to rethink their opinions. Pochettino praised him, stating, "He arrived on deadline day, and he's already playing like he's been here for 10 years. However, the next match would be a true trial by fire, facing Manchester City. Going in, Chelsea were clearly the underdogs, when Cole Palmer proved he was incapable of feeling pressure. In one of the messiest, most thrilling games of the season, Chelsea's chance to stun Manchester City came down to a penalty in the 95th minute. With 40,000 fans holding their breath, Cole Palmer asked Raheem Sterling to let him take it. He confidently struck the ball into the top corner, sealing a dramatic equalizer. When reporters asked if he felt nervous, he simply replied, "Not really." This poise under pressure set him apart from countless other dribbling prodigies. Palmer possesses not only exceptional technical skills, but also the vision and mentality of a veteran, making him truly special. Just 2 months after being freed from the constraints of Manchester City and allowed to shine, he received a call-up to the national team. Upon returning, it was time for Palmer to silence the critics who claimed he could only score penalties, proving that he was more than capable of delivering on the biggest stage. Cole Palmer quickly made an impact, scoring a goal away at Old Trafford. He then carried Chelsea on his back with 2 goals and an assist in a thrilling 3-2 victory over Luton. One of those goals was an absolute stunner that earned him a nomination for Goal of the Month. He celebrated with his trademark move, which ironically wasn't even his idea. He was just imitating his friend Morgan Rogers from Middlesbrough. Given that fans had already nicknamed him Cold Palmer, it made perfect sense. Remarkably, after just 12 starts for Chelsea, he became only the 5th under-21 player in the club's history to reach double figures for goal contributions. As Cesc Fabregas noted, just last year, he wasn't even being considered for the Champions League final, and now he's the Player of the Year. While some might have seen that as an exaggeration, the truth was that the best was yet to come. Palmer's journey from uncertainty at Manchester City to stardom at Chelsea was unfolding in spectacular fashion, and his determination to succeed was proving undeniable. How a bench player nearly won England the Euros. Despite barely being considered, Palmer played just 20 minutes across 3 group stage matches without a single start in the tournament. Remarkably, he still emerged as one of the most decisive players. In the semi-final, with the match on the brink of extra time, he was substituted in with 10 minutes remaining, joining Watkins, who told him, "Set me up, and I'll score." Palmer delivered, assisting Watkins to secure their place in the final. Once again, he came off the bench in the final, demonstrating his impact in crucial moments despite limited playing time.